Hey, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Erica Bell. I'm a professional home organizer. Here are 10 more organizing hacks to help you on your organizing journey. Number one, label things. Now, I am not the organizer that is going to tell you to label every single thing. I don't like that personally, and I don't feel like it's necessary, but there are times when it is helpful, okay? If you cannot see in a container, or if that container is like solid and not clear, right? So if you can't see into it, or if it's not clear, I would put a label on it, whether it's a dry erase marker so you can change it, whether it's something cute from Etsy, or whether it's using your label maker. Even if it's not for your benefit, it may be for the benefit of other people living with you, so they know what's in something and then how to put it away, right? Where to put it back. Number two, people ask me all the time, how should I be organizing my Tupperware, my food storage, my Pyrex dishes, all of those things, whatever brand you use, right? I almost always recommend storing those containers, those leftover containers, with their lids on. Now, this is kind of a space thing. If you have the space, this is what's preferred. But I have found, even in my new house where I do not have the same amount of space as my old house, I got rid of a lot of them, right? So if you can't store them with your lids on, but you constantly have a headache about, I can't find the matching lid and this, that, and the other, first of all, go through them and pair them all up. If you are missing a lid, missing a bottom, it's time to repurpose that thing or recycle or donate it, right? Then next, I would just be really brutally honest with yourself if you use all of them or if you don't. If there's some that you can put somewhere else, as far as like maybe you only use them to give them away, like if people are coming over and they have to leave with something, can you put those in a different spot? Or do you have your kids' lunch boxes in there? Can they be utilized in another spot? If you can't fit everything in that one space and you're kind of nervous about getting rid of stuff. But yes, I definitely recommend storing with your lids on. You won't have a headache every time you go to put something away, right? Number three, I highly recommend using some type of 2-tiered organizer for underneath your sink. So this could be under your sink in your kitchen, under your sink in a bathroom, wherever you kind of have that awkward space, right? And a lot of times we have that awkward space and we only use kind of half of it, right? We only use a little bit. But a lot of times in those spaces, we have a lot of things. So if you don't have a lot of things in those spaces and you don't need a container, please don't buy it. I'm never gonna force you to buy something. That's not my MO. That is not who I am. But I do feel like it's very useful for a lot of people. A lot of my clients use these and it's like night and day under there, right? The only thing, like every other time I'm gonna recommend any kind of product, just make sure you measure, make sure it's gonna fit that whole space correctly, because you never wanna get something and then have to return it or be disappointed that you can't use it, right? But highly recommend it if you are having trouble underneath those sink spaces. Okay, number four, this is not something I personally do, so let me just say that. But I know a lot of people that do that, a lot of other organizers recommend this. Don't fold your kids' clothes. If they are young and they don't keep up with it and it's easier for them to put away, don't fold them. Me personally, if I look in my kids' drawers and it's a little bit crazy, it makes me a little bit crazy. But I am even with my daughter, she kind of has like an open hanging drawer situation, if you will. And it's her responsibility now to keep up with it. She can do what she wants. If she can find everything, then I'm good with it. And a lot of times kids' clothes, we're not really worried as much about wrinkles, right? I wouldn't suggest this probably for moms, for dads or professionals, like not folding your stuff, because it does sometimes have wrinkles then. But I think it really makes it easy for kids to put their stuff away. And if you are the person doing the laundry and you have lots of kids, you got 6 kids, no one has time to be folding all that stuff, right? So don't fold it, okay? Number 5, you absolutely have to have some type of drop zone. This does not need to be highly designed by an interior decorator, right? But you have to have some type of mudroom drop zone, whatever you want to call it, somewhere to put your stuff as soon as you walk in the door, okay? This can just be, it doesn't have to be a built-in, right? This can just be some hooks. Think about it can be a coat rack. Think about what you have when you walk in the door, you and your family, you and your roommates, and what you're setting down. Because if you don't have a designated space to put it, then it's gonna end up on the couch, it's gonna end up on the chair, it's gonna end up driving you crazy, right? So give those things a home that you know you have. Let me show you mine. Okay, so there's ours. I'm just giving you a little glimpse. And as you can see, I mean, yes, ours is a built-in. It came with our house, we didn't do it, but it's pretty basic. Like, again, I'm not asking you to build out something. Do what your budget and what your sanity allows, right? If you want to build something out, that's awesome. It has a couple hooks. It has a couple cubbies up top, and then it's got a cubby on the bottom. And then we have a thing beside it to hang keys. Nothing big. It's pretty important though, which also, like I said, you can just use hooks, which brings me to my next point. Hooks are your BFF. These can be hooks that you screw into the wall and you hang your jackets on. This can be something for your backpacks. This can be something that you just stick on a wall. This can be something that's like a grippy hook that you put your brooms and, your cleaning supplies on. One of those things, put it in your laundry room. Basically, if you get something gathered up off the floor, your house is instantly gonna look more organized just from a visual standpoint, but also it gives you somewhere to put those things. It gives you a home for those things and it looks nice, okay? Oh, another type of hook I forgot about. It can be something that you just hang over a door. We have a hook for our ironing board and our iron. Words are hard. You can have a hook over the door for a towel, those types of things. You get it. If you have somewhere that you're like, things are always on the ground, you want them up off the ground, check out all the hooks that they make. Number 7, I know I have said this before, but truly this is important in every house, but especially if you are really tight on storage space, you want to maximize as much as you can. You want to maximize that vertical space. You want to use underneath your beds. You want to use behind doors. And a lot of times where people don't think about using these like kind of odd spaces would be behind like a cabinet door. So behind a cabinet door in your kitchen, you could put your dishcloths on or your, sponges, anything like that. Or behind a cabinet door in your bathroom, hang your hair supplies, your, blow dryer, whatever you use. Just kind of thinking of those like odd spaces where you wouldn't always think about something. If you have a question about like a specific space that you're like, I don't know how to properly use this, just let me know in the comments. I'll try to help as best I can. Number 8, I don't always recommend buying products. Like, I really try to use what we have. That's kind of how I am. But this is one product that I have seen so many of my clients have. They give out as gifts and they just are obsessed with it. And I too love it, okay? It is the battery caddy, okay? Groups all of your batteries in one handy dandy container. Would recommend. I mean, it's client approved. If you're struggling with like having a buku of batteries, I would recommend this. Number 9, drawer dividers are a must. Especially the place I like instantly think of them is in a kitchen. Those larger drawers where you're trying to put a ton of kitchen utensils. It's very difficult to keep that space tidy and looking nice and able to find things if you don't have some kind of drawer divider. I'll link to the ones that I like, that I've used. Again, please measure your space. These come, you've got to be really like aware of like how deep your drawers are, how high your drawers are, and they make all different sizes. But the ones I like are like a bamboo one, and they're expandable. They have like little springs, and so if you wanted to change out drawers, you possibly could do that depending on the size of your drawers. But now a lot of people like them in their bedrooms as well, dividing different kinds of socks or your underwear or even your shirts, that sort of thing. Personally, don't use it that way, but I love it. I just think anything that's going to kind of tighten up that space and not make you have a headache when you open a drawer is well worth your money. Number 10, I already know some people are going to love this, some people are going to hate it. Something that personally works in our family and that has worked for my clients. Once you get your closet or your kids' closet, whoever, once you get it organized how you want it, I know some people, when they put on a shirt, they put their hangers in the laundry room or they put their hangers in one place. I recommend keeping that hanger exactly where you had it, right? You put on a shirt, you put the hanger right back where it was. That way, when you go to do laundry, you don't have to like hunt again where you want to put that shirt back. Again, this is for people who have their closets pretty organized and know where they want things. I have a flow to my closet. I like how it is. I want to be able to find things easily. I keep my hangers there, put things back, especially if you have like a color-coded system. You know how it's going to be. Like, you know that flow. Keeping it right there, you go to do laundry, you go to hang something up, you just grab that hanger, you know exactly where that item goes. Again, some people are probably not going to like this, but hopefully it's useful for other people. All right, and as a bonus hack, this is the hackiest of hacks. I was hesitating even saying it, but I do feel like it's helpful and it's a true hack, okay? If you have your place organized, or maybe you haven't gotten to organize everything, if you were in one of those camps, right? And you are still feeling overwhelmed by visual clutter or actual clutter, simply closing the door of a space will help calm some of that chaos, right? I never sleep with my bedroom door open. If you have a closet that's like right next to your bed, I highly suggest closing that door. It will just calm things down. I'll walk in my daughter's room, and if her doors are open to her closet, I'm like, this is too much. Like, I can't handle this. Simply closing it just helps. It just helps reduce that chatter. So there's a little bonus hack for you. If you liked these, please let me know. Please hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate you guys. Stay tuned for more.